On October 28th, 29th, GitHub is taking the stage in San Francisco with its biggest universe ever, hosting more than 3,700 developers at Fort Mason. GitHub's message is quite clear. It's not abandoning its roots, it's actually amplifying them. This year, the company isn't trying to outhype others with buzzwords. Instead, it's laying down the operational layer for a future where AI agents, infrastructure, and developer choice converge. Just a day before Universe, Google introduced Vibe Coding inside AI Studio, a Gemini powered workflow that lets developers go from prompt to working AI apps in minutes. No SDKs or API wiring is needed. Developers can actually describe the app they want, remix existing projects visually, and brainstorm new features through a context aware interactive loading screen. With annotation mode and plug and play APIs, Google is very clearly lowering the barrier to build with AI. This year, all eyes are on how GitHub responds, not with gimmicks, but with foundational changes to how developers collaborate with AI at scale. So, before we get to our predictions and expectations from GitHub, let's talk a little about the event itself and what GitHub has been up to so far. Like mentioned earlier, Universe 2025 is GitHub's largest ever, welcoming 3,700 plus developers. Needless to say, GitHub is, well, GitHub. Developer first focus isn't changing, it's actually accelerating. The company continues to anchor itself in developer choice, ensuring developers can use the tools they want, not the ones they're actually forced to. GitHub is shifting more workloads to Azure, not as a cultural change, but, well, a practical capacity move. This kind of mirrors earlier moments of skepticism post acquisition that later proved, well, stable. We're simply growing too fast. We need more compute, end quote. This also reflects a bigger truth. GitHub's scale isn't just about software hosting anymore. It's actually about infrastructure horsepower to support AI native development globally. Agents are entering an era of parallelism. Developers will increasingly run multiple agents simultaneously and compare their results. Verification is non negotiable. Agents must run linters, tests, code QL, and playwright MCP to produce verifiably correct outputs. So basically, in short, the future isn't just, well, write code fast. It's actually ship trusted code at scale. GitHub Actions has already become an underlying runtime for partners running AI agents. At the same time, runtime startup speed is actually becoming critical for developers orchestrating multiple agents. Expect GitHub to, well, prioritize faster runtime spin up and efficiency because, well, in the agent era, latency isn't just annoying, it's actually a blocker. Lastly, GitHub is the home for all developers. Looks like, well, GitHub will continue to integrate with external tools, frameworks, and competing models, ensuring that developers choose GitHub because they want to, not because they have to. This isn't just philosophy, it's GitHub's moat. An open choice driven ecosystem is what keeps the platform at the center of the developer world. Now, coming to the major expectations from, well, you guessed it, GitHub Universe. GitHub is most likely expected to announce a unified command layer, which will actually act as a cockpit for agent orchestration where developers can assign, supervise, and merge agent output the way they manage human collaborators today. This is going to be, well, a very major one. Equivalent of issues and pull requests for the agent era, spanning GitHub, VS Code, CLI, and Team Comms. We are actually keeping our fingers crossed for this one, and we'll actually have to wait and watch. If 2023 was about AI pilots, and as we all remember, 2024 about co-pilots, then, well, 2025 is about control. GitHub is expected to announce a dedicated governance plane giving enterprise administrators the power to, well, approve or block specific agents, set model level security and compliance policies, log every agent action, enforce audit trails across teams. This will actually position GitHub as a trusted backbone for regulated industries like BFSI, healthcare, and government adopting AI at scale. GitHub is likely to expand its agent ecosystem with support for multiple models, MCP integrations, and custom configurations through agents.md files stored inside repos. If this happens, well, nothing like it, as this will actually allow engineering teams to codify agent behavior, security boundaries, and workflow preferences, ensuring consistency without constant, well, reprompting. Over the coming months, expect GitHub to open its doors wider to agent frameworks from across the ecosystem, making Copilot subscriptions, well, a gateway to multi-agent infrastructure. Very clearly, GitHub is going to reinforce its core developer first DNA while adapting its infrastructure for the parallel agent era. Agents aren't just assistants anymore. They've actually becoming autonomous parallel workers inside the developer workflow. Speed matters. Faster runtimes mean lower friction for agent orchestration. Verification matters. AI in production needs trust, not just completion. Choice matters. The ecosystem grows when actually developers can bring their own models and tools. The timing of all of this is deliberate. Google is expanding Gemini's developer stack. OpenAI is scaling its agent ecosystem. Anthropic is, well, making structured workflows mainstream. GitHub sits at the source where code is written, reviewed, governed, and shipped. GitHub Universe 2025 could be the inflection point where the platform stops being just a code repository and becomes the coordination layer for AI native engineering. Because the future won't just be about better models, well, it will be about who controls the orchestration. Please stay tuned. We'll be bringing you exclusive insights and updates from, well, GitHub Universe 2025.